two, and
Hi, my
whenever
name
you're
is
ready.
Lemoyne. Okay.
Go 5, 4, 3, 2, and.
Hi, my name is Lemoyne Alexander. Nice to see you.
Hello, Lemoyne. Welcome into Deniers Your Radio. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good. So I met Lemoyne at the Global Mix holiday party, and he had
Yeah.
a really dope energy. Shout out to his manager Sleepy, who introduced us. So he had a really great energy, and he has some really cool merch, like from little giveaways. He even has a keychain,
Oh
which I'm
yeah.
like, which is so smart because people are not going to forget your name because of the fact that they have it on their keys. So
Exactly. Exactly. Which was a brilliant idea. My record company and
absolutely
management put that together. So, yeah, it
love
was a
it,
good
love it,
idea.
love it. Yes. So how did you originally get into music?
Um, my parents, when we were kids, I have siblings, and my father was like deep into music. He was a drummer back in his day for Chess Records, and he wanted to do
Oh, nice.
a, a family group with his sons, and he just basically patterned and I think maybe patternized him after the Jackson Five, and
Okay.
he put us all together in one room and see who could sing. And my brother was the best singer at the time, and I was a background
Hmm.
singer, and we had us a group. And we literally used to go to people's houses, go to church and sing, and outside block parties and all of that. My father had us doing a whole lot of singing back then.
So you guys used to sing everywhere.
Yeah, we used to do that. And this was neighborhood stuff, family reunions and block parties and stuff like that, birthday parties and stuff like that when we were kids. But that's how I got started.
Yes.
Yeah.
A- Awesome. So how old were you when you wrote your first song, and what was it about?
Oh God, I was actually 15 when I literally said I can write a song just like everybody else. I think it was like 15. So, and I had to know the song pretty well in order to teach it to the band. And they were like,
Okay.
"Yo, this is a good song." And I was like, shy. I was kind of scared, but everybody liked it. So I was like, "Okay, I'm a songwriter now."
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. So you talked about how your family was a part of music. So
Yeah.
when did you know that you wanted to take music seriously as opposed to just doing it as a hobby?
Well, I taught myself how to play all the instruments, during downtime school, after school, and my favorite instrument became the guitar.
Okay.
And I listened to all the great guitar players, and I wanted to be as good or better. So I rehearsed every day. I kept playing after school. I used to sleep with my guitars. They used to be in the bed with me when I get up and go to school. My guitar's there. When I come home from school, my guitar's there, and I rehearse. And I took it
Okay.
serious. I started like, yeah, this is what I really want to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's the one of the first songs that you learned to play on your guitar?
Oh my God. Oh, Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. Dun dun
Okay.
dun dun dun
Dun, dun,
dun.
dun.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
nice.
learned how
Okay.
to play that. Skin Tight by the Ohio Players. Dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun dun
that's
dun dun dun
dope.
dun. Play That Funky Music, White Boy. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh my
dun, dun, dun.
goodness.
I learned how to play all that by myself. No lessons. Couldn't read music. None of that stuff. Easy chords.
So you
Easy
learned
chords.
that all by playing by ear.
Playing by ear. Yeah.
That is a talent because guitar is not hard. It's not an easy
Well,
instrument
it's
to
not easy.
learn
Yeah.
at all.
And I started off with broken strings. I didn't have a full set of strings until like a year or two later. But yeah, I was like two strings, three strings, four strings, something like that. But I made it work.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Definitely, definitely. So, what would you say has been one of the obstacles that you've had to overcome when it comes to music, especially when it comes to music in Chicago?
Um, Now growing up, it was all about bands and getting people to hear
Mm,
you. The challenge was, because everybody on the block had one or two bands. So that was always like the obstacle for me is what can we do better than everybody else?
right.
So by me being the front man, because once my brother lost his voice, they put me up front. And I became
Mm,
the front man of the band, all of the bands. And, the challenge was basically trying to do something different. And at the time, I didn't know I could sing, but everybody was telling me I could sing. But I was more like trying to be a showman and be better than everyone. So I would do crazy
wow.
things on stage, like snatch my shirt off or hump the floor or something crazy that nobody would
Right.
expect,
Right,
to get
right.
the
Something
attention.
different.
And exactly. And then they would listen to the songs and hear me sing. As long as I was doing something crazy, and
Because
that
you quite
that
enough to be
worked.
like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, it was fun too. When when you're young, yeah, you were able to jump around and do all kind. I was doing splits like James Brown. I was doing all kinds of stuff there. You
Oh my
know,
gosh. Oh,
I
please
sure
tell me this is on
was.
video somewhere.
Yeah, I think we do. We got some of them. We're putting some of that in my documentary, so it's
I'm
going to be
about
in
to say
my
you definitely
documentary.
gotta do that as a throwback Thursday for sure.
Yeah, even I laugh at that when I see it. I'm like, oh my god, it's embarrassing. But yeah, those were the times. It's just now
Oh, don't feel bad.
today.
I have belly dance videos of me when I was like 7 years old. So don't.
Well,
And it was so funny because
yeah.
we had this movie, and I'm sitting here like I was like, "What were y'all thinking putting me in this outfit? Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. We can go all the way back and look at that stuff. Even it's like, whoa, my goodness. And I'll send you some of those pictures. And we do have pictures, though. I don't. We do have some
I need to
footage.
see the picture. I gotta see
Oh,
the photo.
yeah, you would be amazed by it because I laugh every time I look at it. But
Oh my
today, from that period going into today, I stumbled across an house music by accident
God.
in Chicago,
Mm.
and we were well known in the band scene during the early 80s and going into the 90s. It wasn't until I actually did a record that I really liked that they turned into a house music track remix. And
Wow.
once that song turned into a house anthem song, it was it. I mean, the sound was just crazy. I mean, we went from being an unknown band to a house band, and
Oh my. So
back then it
for
was
those
house
people that don't
arts.
understand how house music works in Chicago, please tell them the significance of house music in this city.
House music is like the number one musical trend that has been around for years, and we are the originators of house music. We are Chicago. And somehow it was a very big thing at the time when I was breaking into music, and everybody, you need to do a house mix to it, do a house mix. Because at the time, my music was band music and it was funk, and I was deep into funk, and you can dance to it. But when the record company got a hold to it, they changed it and switched it up, took a few things out, and added a 4/4 in there and turned it into a house, a house song.
Right.
And I was upset about it, but then at the same time, it blew up. The song blew up. Now you ain't gonna believe what song it is. It was the answer to "What Have You Done for Me Lately" by Janet
N-
Jackson.
no.
Yeah, and we did a song. It was a parody. It was like we did a song as a band called "Why Are You Always Complaining." So, and I'll never forget Lee Bailey liked it, the talk show host. He heard it and he challenged it and he actually played it. and somehow it got mixed up, and the house mix version of it got mixed up in all of the house mixes on the radio, and it blew up. The record actually blew up. It became
Oh,
top. It was
wow.
a Billboard charted song.
Oh, that is definitely what's up.
Yeah. I was shocked, like wow, people really dug this song,
Yes.
enough that even Janet Jackson heard it. So we was like, well, we
That
making
is
headway
definitely
somewhere.
what's up. Yes.
Yeah.
So, um, what is one of your most memorable experiences on stage?
On stage,
On
oh my
stage.
God. As of right now, as the artist that I am now, or just through the years of me performing?
Through the years. You've been
Oh
doing
my
this for a
God.
minute, so through the years.
Oh.
That one thing about that one
um,
moment that you can never forget.
okay, there was this one thing that happened, and when I was on stage, we had just did we were coming in. This happened at Morgan Park. Morgan Park had this huge music festival, and we were one of the headliners. And we were performing, and my mom made this suit, like it was a like a what kind of suit? It had holes in fishnet suit. It was a fishnet
Hmm.
suit, and it had a robe to it, pants, and I like to take my shirt off a lot. I don't want to do that
Right.
shit no more now, but I used to take my shirt off, and I would
Okay.
perform all the time. By maybe mid part of the set, I'm stripping, and this one particular
Right.
girl, she just lost her mind, and she jumped on the stage, and she chased me from side to side, and we didn't have security at the time, but security ran up, and she while I'm in the middle of the song, and I couldn't sing because she was chasing me, and I'm running from her at the same time.
Oh my
And
God.
finally, but this went back and forth on the stage like two or three times. And then by the time I got to the right side, security
Uh-huh.
security grabbed her. And when they grabbed her, they treated her so bad. They just kind of like it was like they picked her up and they wanted to throw her on the ground. And I,
No.
and I had the mic in my hand. And I said, no, 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 no. I stopped in the middle. In the middle of the song, the band stopped, everybody stopped and said, no, 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 we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Right. We're not doing
Let
this.
her
I'm not
go.
gonna lie because
No,
y'all was
we're
like
not doing it. Let her
He
be.
Man.
I
Oh
said, keep her on the stage. Just put her right there on the corner. She'll be all right. And she just cried, and she was just on the side of me watching the whole set till we got to the end. And then when we finished the set, I invited her to the VIP in the backstage so she could take pictures, and that's all she really wanted. She just wanted to be next to me and take pictures, and she got her
Aw.
picture, autograph, and all of that, and that made her day. It could have ended badly, but
Yeah, for
we
sure.
stopped that, and that's the best part because it shocked me that I didn't even know that I was that intriguing for
Popular.
her to do that, but I was that was most memorable performance I ever had. I still remember
Oh
that.
my God. And I'm
Yeah,
sure
that
she
was
didn't forget it
crazy.
either. I guarantee you she's still telling that story to her
Oh yeah,
kids.
wow, it's amazing. I don't remember what she looked like, but you're right, she probably do remember that though. It's funny.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's crazy too because it's like people don't understand the power of music
Yeah,
and what it can do to someone's life. Like you can change their life with literally one moment with one record. And
yeah. So
mhm.
so I'll tell you this story. We were in a band competition, Battle of the Bands, way
Okay.
early
Ooh, okay.
in Chicago. And fortunately, we beat out all these big, huge bands with all this equipment and everything. True story.
Right.
And it was the mayor's event. And when we won, we got trophies. And the only reason why we won was because we were a five-piece band, and we had like a PA system, just basically two items. compared to all these bands with major equipment, and
Right.
everybody in the band was like, "We're gonna lose." You know, before we went out there, they was like, "We're gonna
Mm.
lose, man, because we don't sound like them. They got all this stuff. They got horns. We never seen a horn player ever in our band. It
Right.
was just
Yeah.
it was me on vocals and guitar. We had another guitar player, which some of these guys got names of their own right now, and a
Right.
bass player and a drummer, and we had another singer. That was it. That's all we had.
Okay.
So we were working off these few instruments, and everybody's heads was down because we were going up, and I was like, just chill out. I got a plan. And at that time, they didn't know what my plan was going to be, and I just told the head person that came in, and everybody was looking at me. What are you going to do? And I was like, okay, I got an idea. And my father at the time was the manager, and he had this beautiful, colorful shirt on. And I was like, "Give me your shirt." Told him to switch shirts with me. We switched shirts. He gave me his shirt, and I told the guy that came in that was supposed to bring us out. I told him to turn down all the house lights in the whole place. When you
Mm.
say our name, turn it off. That's the only thing all the bands didn't do. Everybody was just jamming. We're gonna give them a show. I said, forget this. We're gonna give them
Yes.
a show.
Come on. Yes.
So and that's periodically that's how we won. But when the man called our name out, the house lights, and this was in some auditorium gym or something, and they
Right.
shut down all the lights, and the only light was a strobe light coming from my brother's drum set in the kick drum.
Yes.
So you can imagine it's pitch black and
Oh my God.
everybody is looking at this one light. That's the only vision
Yep.
you can see is this one light. And so that did it. That kicked it off. And then
Yes.
when they I told everybody to go out in a row. And so each member went out one at a time, and every instrument, my brother kicked it off with it like just doing this on his kick drums. So you could see
Yep.
the light from the strobe light moving. And the audience don't know what the hell is going on. They're like, what the hell is going on? And then
Right. Right.
one member came out, everybody started clapping. Another one came out, another one. And I was the very last one to come out. And I had this big bright shirt on with colorful flowers and all kinds of shit on it. And then I gave them the cue, and then when the lights came on, the show started. And when the lights came on, when the show started, the audience went nuts,
Hmm.
and we couldn't even hear ourselves singing and playing because they screamed so loud. And we
Yeah.
got
That's when
through.
you know you won. But that's the thing. But like,
Yeah,
if you're not listening to
it
what
was
he
it
said,
was that loud. And mind you, now all the big bands that had huge names with big
right?
equipment and 9-piece horns and all of this, they didn't do none of that, right? And the
Right.
audience sat in the bleachers the whole time. But we didn't even come out on the second song. And when they flipped the lights on, they were screaming so loud they left the bleachers and they were everywhere. We could barely even see. And we did our set, and we didn't even have to do that many songs. I think we did about maybe 5 songs in total. And by the time we did something special. By the time we got to the ending of the last song, we gave my brother a drum solo, and we went back
Oh,
down. It went right back down to that
okay.
strobe light with him by
Yep.
himself, and the
Yep.
audience just went nuts. I
Lost
mean,
it.
he was drumming and drumming. He got off the drums and was playing the sticks on the floor and all on the ground and all over the sides of the
Yeah.
girls were nuts. By the time we got through that whole show, we knew we won. And the mayor
I
gave us
love it.
award, and he put us on a festival tour. It was called the Mayor of Chicago's something park tour, and we did it that whole summer. We was on tour
Oh
because we
man.
won. We was the ones that
Yeah.
won, and they let us perform. We was at every huge event
Come
and special event in
on.
Chicago, all the
That's
way
what I'm
until the
talking
end of
about.
September. Yeah.
You know,
and we still
and
got
what,
to.
and I love that you're saying that because I try to explain to people the importance of live music, the
Yeah.
importance of real artists. AI can't do that, boo. AI cannot do that. AI cannot generate that reaction. Do not get it twisted. AI is cute for some stuff, but when it comes to actually bringing out artists and having that real energy, AI
Yeah.
can't do that ever.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
would never be replaced. Trust and
Never.
believe that.
Yes. So we were organic. We started like
Yes, come on.
for real, and, and
Like
it was
y'all play in
fun.
real life.
And we played. That's right. You know, we got invited to everything. The
I'm
mayor
sure you
treated us really
do.
right. You know, it was really nice the way he treated us. And at the end of the special events tour, the park tours, because we went to every major park festival in Chicago, all the way. I think it was like every day we had a show, and it ended in September, and it started in
Come
August.
on. Like, I
No,
try
no,
to tell people,
it's
Chicago
July. It
is a
started in
beautiful
July.
place, baby.
Yeah. Every park and every by the time we got to the last few shows, everybody knew our name. We was
Come
on TV.
on.
We did everything, and it was fun. I mean, we had fun, and then after that, then we decided to cut a record, and that's how that one record spawned into a house music thing from there.
Wow. So after all of that, then y'all cut that record. That was so smart. See,
And we cut that record, and then once we cut
Marketing
that
101
record,
because they didn't have the because let's go back. So they built the audience. They at first there was a competition because it is something different, right? But then
yeah,
also from that they built that audience that they took from that competition that they worked at. Mind you, they were not at the time the known band, but because of the way that
no,
they approached their performance, with
yep,
they stood out from the rest. We tell you all the time, quality over quantity every single time. So
yep,
they took
every time,
that. Then they built their fan base because they performed at every single festival in this city. And if y'all
in
go
the
down the
city
list of
of
how many festivals
Chicago.
there are from
So they
July
already
to
knew who we
September, you
were.
understand where that's significant because there are thousands of people that are up on those festivals every single time. So they took those thousands of people that were screaming their name, and then they cut their song.
Yep,
Because
that's exactly how we
what do
did
you
it.
not have to worry about once you do that and then cut your song? You don't have to worry about
Yep,
fans because you already had the fans and all they're
you
doing is
already had the
waiting for
fans.
music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that was a turning point for us because we didn't know if people was gonna like the song, but they liked it so much we got a record deal to do two more. And we ended up doing a song called "The Drive," and then we did "Serious." And "Serious" it was bigger than both of those two records, especially overseas, around the country, around the world. You know, and wow, you know, it was just amazing. Those journeys was unbelievable. I mean, we had a lot of fun. I ended up meeting a lot of people, you know, through the course of that whole journey, which led me to end up being a producer. Because once
Right.
the whole ride ended, I liked the fact that I could be creative, because I wrote all of the songs. Every song
Right.
that we did, I wrote them all, and I was like, man, I could do this for other artists. So I started producing other artists, and that led to me becoming, I guess, one of the icon producers in Chicago. For I don't know, it just kind of spawned from where I was at then, going straight into rap, and just went into rap, and before you know it, I was producing everybody in Chicago that was doing rap,
That
and I didn't
is
even know it.
amazing.
Yeah, weird
It's
how
incredible. It's incredible.
yeah,
It's incredible how one moment can literally can change your entire life.
yeah,
It's
that's
incredible how believing in yourself and in your team and knowing that
mhm.
you have something can change the entire game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
It
y'all
was
could have been
very,
intimidated.
very
Y'all could have been
special.
like, these people they have more stuff than us. They definitely have more money than us. Do we
They
really want
did.
to do this? I was like, no, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show this. We're gonna show this audience what we do and who we are and kill it.
Listen, we
And that's about it.
we was the I gotta admit, we was the poets band. The poets. We barely had chords. They were sliding, and this was, and I have to say this. We were in the middle of I think the first, because we did that intro was so, that opening of the show was so
Mm,
unique. It sparked everybody that liked us. And the
mm,
band that we was having the most problems with, that had all of the equipment and all of the, all the stuff that they had, they were amused. They were amazingly like shocked by us. And they started rolling over their equipment to us. They was like, these guys are good.
wow.
They rolled their amps. They plugged my guitar player into a bigger amp. It was
Oh
like they were
wow.
helping in. So
Because they want,
it
I mean,
made
who wants to who let's be honest, who wants to go after that? You know, shut down the whole place. Who wants to go after that?
Yeah, I know it was. I don't know. Whatever it hit me. Like I said, we was in the back room in the dressing room trying to figure out what are we going to do that's different than, because these bands was, when I
Like
say,
everyone else, yeah.
they were on top. They had top. Not everything was about. It was like watching the actual real or organic bands that they were playing, because they were playing top 40
Mm,
and they sound just as good or better. And we was like, dude, we're not gonna win. Everybody was like, we're not gonna win. And I said, we're gonna win. I kept telling them, don't worry.
mhm.
I got a plan. And it's about showmanship. It's not about the
Come,
music.
come, please let
It's
these
about the
artists know
showmanship.
because they be coming out in these outfits, and I'm just like, did no one talk to a stylist? We just didn't think that was a good idea. We just forgot. Just came out with the t-shirt and jeans, and we're done. That's it. Okay. You do know
Yeah,
there's
but
only
for me,
photographers here, videographers here, people that are looking to
oh
grab footage of this, right?
yeah, I'm just saying, it's different when you have it in you, in your heart and your soul,
Come
and you
on,
know what you can do. Let me explain to you.
come
And for
on, tell
me,
them.
for me, I had to show the audience, which was at best maybe about 200 people there. It was about maybe
Hmm.
two to 300 people, and the whole audience had already been through like at least five bands, and we were like the last.
Mm,
So I kept saying I got to be different. So when I
mhm.
snatched my dad's shirt and we switched shirts, by the time I got to the fifth song, I was shirtless. I took that shirt and swung it all around and was dancing, and the girls went nuts. Everybody went nuts, and even my brothers and my father was like, "What? He's got the whole." I went into like the Holy Ghost when I was doing my show, and
Mm,
everybody was. My brother told me he was playing drums, and he said he was really scared. He didn't know what was going on, but he did his
right,
thing. Just watching me, he was following every move that I was making, and it was
right,
crazy because once the lights hit, I was in another zone, and I was like, I'm
mm,
gonna win this. I'm gonna do everything I can to win this. And it was all about the showmanship. And I showed the whole band it's not about singing. Yes, I sang, but I did things to that was different than any other band that was out there. And
yeah.
that's what got all of the attention. So, and when the mayor saw that, and the higher echelon people came and they
Hmm.
gave us the award. When we got the award, I was like, in my mind, I knew we was going to get it. But it was shocking because my brothers and everybody in our band didn't know that this was going to happen, and they were really surprised, and all of the other bands was even happy that who we went up against to, and I saw
Hmm.
them in the background clap. So,
Mm.
and then they did the best band gets the highest audience, the scream thing, when they make you scream the loudest for the best band. Oh man, by the time they got to our name, everybody was just jumping, and it was like I was shocked. Like I said,
I
it was a
love
hell of an
it.
experience.
I love it.
Those
I
are the
love
most
it.
memorable experiences that I had, being an artist, growing up.
Beautiful, beautiful. So when everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
Well, I mean, I got a new record. It's called Insecurity, and we are. This is my first single from my third album, and I want everybody to like the music. It's not your typical R&B, hip hop sound because I've converted into rock now. You know,
Right.
being a rap producer for almost 20 years or even less. I mean, I dibbled and dabbled in rap for so long, I can't even remember when I got started in it. But once
Right.
I was ready to walk away from it, I had decided that rap was enough. And I want to go back to my roots, which was rock and roll. As I said early in the interview, I learned how to play
Hmm.
guitar by watching and listening to all of these guys, Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix, and major guitar players that I grew up listening to. And I cultivated that sound as a passion to me, and I used it in everything from when I worked with Oprah and when I did movies and when I did the bands, and even in my own solo projects, I use my guitar. My guitar has always been my signature sound. So
Right.
it was time. It was only inevitable that I did decide to do my own album, and so I did.
Yeah.
And so this is Insecurity is one of the newest songs, but and it's ironic because I didn't know it was going to get that kind of attention. It's like 2.3 million TikTokers use this
Come
song,
on. Yes.
and I was pretty surprised. And it's still rising. It's number 7 on DRT charts. It's moving up on Billboard. It's doing everything. It's literally getting a lot of attention. Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. Shazam, everywhere. You know,
I mean,
and
clearly you know how to capture attention, so I'm not surprised.
so that's the thing that I'm working on now. And Wicked
Okay.
Entertainment, they really believed in the project, and our game plan was to drop a single like every month, but
Yes.
we couldn't even get through that Insecurity single because everybody loved it so much we couldn't even. And we did a 3D animation video, which was different because everybody expects music
Mhm.
videos. I did the
Right.
3D animation video, and that took it over. That took
Oh,
over
I
for
gotta,
me.
I gotta find that. That's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
that was it. I mean, once that happened, the whole world was like astonished by this video. They thought it was like unbelievable. It was like something fresh and new to
Yes.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
we
Yes.
went with
So
it.
go ahead and tell people where they can find you, follow you, and most importantly, book you.
Yes. You can Google search me and you can type in Lemoyne Alexander. You can go to my website, which is WeLemoyne Alexander. Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on all the social media as far as selling records. I mean, buying, your music and everything, Amazon, and that's pretty much it.
I love it. Do you have any shout outs that you want to give before we get out of here?
Well, yeah, most definitely. A shout out to number one, my fans. I love my fans. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys when I go on tour in 2025. The album drops March. It's called Alone. A shout out to my record company, Wicked Entertainment, uh, my best buddy and everything, my manager, Charles Swift. And these are people who believed in me and believed in the project. So they decided to kidnap me and say, hey, we're gonna make this work. And we made this thing work. And so I'm still surprised. And just basic, I'm shouting out to Chicago, you know, for giving me an opportunity to do this. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome sauce. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I know we wanted to get you before you went on tour, so I'm super excited for everything that you have coming up. Like, again, shout out to Wicked Entertainment for hooking this up. So yeah, I look forward to having you come back on and talk about the tour for sure. And of course, definitely connecting with some more artists from Wicked Entertainment because y'all are doing the thing over there for sure.
Yeah, we trying. I mean, this was a group effort between us guys, and we decided we was gonna all work together as a team to really make this work. And I'm happy. This is a great opportunity, and I believe in it. They believe in me, and that's good. I mean, we're ready. We're preparing for the second single. Daydreaming is the next single.
Okay.
So,
well, I mean, it would be super dope if we get exclusive over here. If we can premiere that record, that would be really, really
no
fun.
problem.
So let's definitely talk about that.
Yeah, you invite me, I would be more than happy. In fact, if you got any events coming up, I'd be more than happy to attend. You just let me know.
I'm actually got one coming up, so I'm gonna keep you on that for sure. Okay. Awesome sauce. Yes. So
all right.
Thank you again. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and have an incredible tour, and continue to express what makes you unique.